everybody, it's Angie and welcome to Hot and Flashy. This video is about how, when, and why to start anti-aging because I get a lot of requests from older viewers saying, what did you do when you were younger to help your skin to still look good? And I also get questions from some younger viewers about when should I start using Retin-A, when is it okay to use vitamin C, what should I do to keep my skin healthy and looking good as I age? Now, I am not here to tell you that I have the best skin in the world. It certainly is disappointing to be 51 years old and wake up and look in the mirror and not like what you see. Believe me, getting older sucks. Having your skin deteriorate right before your eyes is awful. And so if there were things that, if we had had YouTube back in the day and someone could have come on and told me what to do to prevent some of the wrinkles and age spots and sagging and discolorations that I have in my skin now, and it was cheap and easy and just stuff that I could do every day, gosh, I wish they had told me. I'm older now and I really do care what I look like. So if you think you might be interested in keeping some wrinkles away so that you don't have to spend the big bucks on Botox, on fillers, getting into a routine with Retin-A, on lasers, or even plastic surgery when you're older, then stay tuned because I have some simple basic things that can help you to avoid a lot of that as you get older. Alright, so let me start by answering the first question, which was from the older viewers who wanted to know what did I do to my skin when I was younger so that it still looks pretty good. And you may think, my gosh, you look 70, you may think, my gosh, you look 35. Whatever you think, it's fine. It is what it is, right? My life has been what my life has been. I can't go back and change it, even though sometimes I wish I could. Now, what did I do when I was younger? The same thing everyone did, or most people did. I baked in the sun. We didn't have any SPF back then. The highest number SPF you could get was a 4. It was in copper tone, it smelled great, but our goal was to get a burn, to peel, and then to have a golden, what we called a healthy tan, and so that we could look good. Well, as it turns out, all that sunshine was not so good for our skin. Now we know that sunburns cause skin cancer. We also know that sun exposure, not even sunburns, cause wrinkles. And they cause sagging skin and they cause age spots. So, well, number one, you can try to stay out of the sun during those burning times. When I was 35, I decided that I was not going to bake in the sun anymore. And so I kept going to the beach, I kept gardening, I kept riding my bike, I kept going for hikes and, doing all the fun things that I like to do, going to outdoor concerts and stuff. The difference was that I protected my face when I was out there starting when I was 35. So I started wearing a much larger sun protection factor, an SPF of 50 or 70 whenever I was out in the sun. I also started wearing a hat, big hat. And I also started facing away from the sun whenever I could. So when you go to the beach and everybody lays out and they're all facing right into the sun so they can get the most direct rays right on their face, oh my gosh, does that ever wrinkle you up? So what I started doing was facing the other way. So my back was to the sun. And so my face would be in shadow, my chest would be in shadow. I'd still be getting sun from pretty much the chest down, but I would always have my SPF 70 on there. Now, I didn't start wearing SPF every single day until 2 years ago. Aside from pretty much stopping my baking in the sun that I had been doing most of my life, I really didn't do much else for my skin. I washed it once a day. I put on a basic moisturizer, probably a Pond's or a Olay or something like that. I did all the bad things that you're not supposed to do. I slept in my makeup. I stayed out late. I got up early. I burned, I peeled, and now my face is paying for it. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you I've had nothing done. I get Botox in here. I just had my first little bit of Restylane in here. I've had a series of IPL treatments. I've had liquid nitrogen to have age spots frozen off my face. So if this doesn't sound like things that you want to do when you're only 50, then here are my recommendations. No one over the age of 20 should be walking around without sunscreen on their face every single day. It may seem like a lot to put it on, but they're included in the moisturizers now, and even something as small as a 15 or a 20 will help you. So since you guys have the advantage of having SPF and everything, by all means, please use it. So I just wanted to show you a few of the products that I really like. For a daily moisturizing lotion after you wash your face, in the morning. Really, all you need to put on is a moisturizer with SPF. I love this one. It's by a company called CeraVe. This is their AM Moisturizing Lotion. This contains an SPF of 30. Now, this also contains things that are really good for your skin. It contains niacinamide, it contains ceramides, and it contains hyaluronic acid. Another sunscreen that I really like are the Neutrogena products, and I have two of them here. This one is the Neutrogena Pure and Free liquid sunscreen, and this is the Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Liquid. This is SPF 70, this is SPF 50. Now the packaging, as you can see, is very similar. The difference between these is that this one is a completely mineral-based sunblock. So if you have any problems with irritations, you might want to stick with this one. But they're both great. They both come in a few other SPFs, but I tend to use these daily in the summer. This is, if you're acne prone, this is a great one. This is Cetaphil Oil Control Moisturizer. This comes in an SPF 30, and this has no oil in it, and it actually helps to keep your face nice and matte while you use it. When you're younger, in your 20s to 30s, your skin, your body is making plenty of collagen on its own. That's why your skin is so plump and beautiful and you're not really seeing any wrinkles yet. Once you enter your 30s, our bodies kind of shut down the collagen factory. They start making 1% less collagen every year from then on out. So by the time you're my age, you're making like 25 or 30% less collagen, right? So in the meantime, it would be great to start using things that, number one, help protect you from the sun, and number two, help to start building a little more collagen. Okay, but you don't want anything that's going to be super aggressive because you don't want to be a slave to your skincare routine. So aside from sunscreen, which is the number one thing that I recommend, moisturizer is second, and then the third thing that I recommend is using a vitamin C serum. Basically, it's an antioxidant, and you can take a simple serum like this, put it on your skin either in the morning or at night right after you washed your face so it absorbs in. And then what it does is, as sunlight and pollution causes your cells to release these things that are called free radicals, what the vitamin C does is it goes around and it attacks those free radicals and minimizes them. And free radicals are really the things that break down the substructure of your skin. I mean, it's really quite a science class. It's so complicated, but you basically have like a scaffolding of skin there. And, you know, some things go around and, you know, knock the supports out of it, and that's what ends up being wrinkles. And this helps to stop those little wrecking balls from going through your skin and knocking out the support structure. You can get very expensive vitamin C serums. You can find it at nature stores. You can get it online. It's everywhere. You can even make your own at home. I like to buy mine. I like to save money. So I don't buy the expensive one, although I have used it and it was pretty much the same as this. So this one that I get, this is from a company called Timeless, and this is the Timeless 20% CE Ferulic Serum. Okay? And here's another one that I bought. This is from Paula's Choice. This is available online. This is Paula's Choice Resist C15 Serum. And these basically contain the same things. What you're looking for in a vitamin C serum is something that contains between 10 and 20% of L-ascorbic acid. L-ascorbic acid is the vitamin C. Now, there's been studies done that show that the results can be kind of magnified by adding vitamin E to it. So these both also contain vitamin E. And then there's a third substance called ferulic acid, and if you add that, it like magnifies it even more. So these both also have ferulic acid in it. This one, as I said, is 25 bucks. This one, I think I paid 35, but I want to say it was on sale. I think it's closer to 50. I think it's like 46. The other thing that vitamin C does is it helps your skin to build more collagen. Aside from working underneath, it also protects your skin from further sun damage, and it helps to correct some of the sun damage that you may have already done in the past. So it's great. And then on the surface, it helps with brightness and it helps with the spots and darkness. So, you know, it really does great things for your skin. So from 20 to 30, I think really basically all you need is a nice gentle cleanser, you need a vitamin C serum, you need a moisturizer, and you need a sunscreen or a moisturizer with a sunscreen. So that is pretty much it. Once you hit 30, from 30 to 40, you can start doing more to help your body lose less collagen. And so a nice thing to add in at that point is a glycolic acid product. Glycolic acid is also known as alpha hydroxy acid. Or if you're acne prone, you might already be using salicylic acid, which is beta hydroxy acid. Either of those two acids, if you're already using salicylic for acne, just stick with it. That is also helping you to build collagen deeper in your skin. But if you're not using something like that, you might want to add in a very light glycolic acid cream. They start at like 2% and they go all the way up to 20%. Things at 20% are like a peel, and that's not meant for daily use. Anything from like 5 to 10 to 12% is for daily use. There are great products. There's another one from Paula's Choice Resist line that's a 5% glycolic acid serum. But what they do is they also cause skin cell turnover on the surface, so it brightens up the surface, but they also help you to build more collagen inside. There's another one, the Alpha Hydrox line, that's available at Walgreens. Super inexpensive, great stuff to have. I don't have a jar of that to show you. Now, I'm sure that everyone's going to ask me about Retin-A, which I also use, and retinoids and retinol. Now, in your 30s, I think, yes, you can absolutely add in a retinol cream or a retinol serum. Retinol is the over-the-counter version of Retin-A, which is a prescription vitamin A cream. Now that is something that you may already be using if you have acne, because it's a great acne treatment and that's actually what it's labeled for. And one of its off-label uses is to fight wrinkles. So, I use prescription Retin-A. Everybody's making a retinol cream or retinol serum now, so I would add in one of those. Now the thing is with all these things, with vitamin C, with glycolic, and with retinol or retinoids or Retin-A, you really need to use sunscreen every day. So my message about sunscreen before is doubled now, because these things all cause your skin to be super photosensitive so that you actually burn faster. Because it's sloughing off the top layer, it's working deep inside the skin to make collagen and thicken up that layer, but on the surface, it's making your surface of your skin thinner. And usually we have like a big dead layer of skin cells on the surface, and that's what causes kind of a dullness. And so glycolic acid will help to lift that off, vitamin C will help lift that off, and as will a retinoid. So once that surface layer starts becoming thinner, then you're more prone to sunburns and the effects of the sun. So that's when you really need to start bumping up your sunscreen to at least a 30 every day. Do I think that you need a full-on prescription tretinoin, vitamin A, Retin-A cream in your 30s? I really don't. It's a big commitment. It's very irritating to your skin. I would say save that for later on. And if you're doing all this good stuff for your skin when you're young, hopefully you won't even need it until you're like 60 or 70. For the 30s, I would say vitamin C, sunscreen, moisturizer, gentle cleanser, but add in maybe a glycolic acid and a retinoid, an over-the-counter retinoid product. Now once you get into your 40s, if you've done all that in the past, your skin should be perfect. You should be able to glide through your 40s just doing that stuff. But if for some reason you're hearing this late and you're just coming into it in your 40s and you did damage your skin and you've got the effects of it to show, that would be the time to do all that same stuff and maybe think about doing a prescription topical Retin-A or tretinoin cream. But like I say, it is a big commitment, and even with all my sun damage, I didn't start till I was 50, but I gotta say the results are great if you ease into it. And I will post the links to my other videos below in case you want to see. I have a lot of befores and afters on the things that I've done, just to show kind of the effects. It's subtle, it's not a lot, but it's enough. It helps. Like every little bit I think helps. I only started about a year and a half ago really taking care of my skin, and so imagine how good your skin could look if you really start when you're younger and don't abuse it like I did. And just a couple of more tips for you. One great thing to do is to train yourself to sleep on your back, and do it while you're young and sleep comes easy to you, because believe me, trying to train yourself to sleep on your back when you're my age and like you can't sleep anymore, sleeping for years and years on your face and squishing your face, that causes wrinkles, and guess what? They stay. They become permanent eventually. Also, when you roll over on your side and your boob flops over and you get that big chest wrinkle and you wake up in the morning and it's there, 10 years from now, it's going to be permanent. So try to lay on your back if you can. That'll save you a lot of wrinkles in the future. The other thing is, if you have any problems with your vision, don't squint. Get glasses, get contacts, get whatever you need to be able to see clearly so that you're not squinting, because that also causes wrinkles. And sunglasses are very important because just like the radiation from the sun damages our skin, it also damages our eyes. 2 more, don't smoke, don't drink through a straw. I know, I'm like your mother now. Now I'm nagging you, right? Everything in moderation is what helps you to look good as you age. So, you know, start getting into an exercise routine now. I'm gonna take over your whole life right now and remake your whole life. I still want you to go out and live your life and have a great time. But just during the daylight hours, take a little better care of your skin. So eat right, get a little bit of exercise, and if you do these things, especially the sunscreen, if you do nothing else that I've told you today, just wear sunscreen. And boy, it'll save you not only a ton of money, but a ton of wrinkles down the road in the future. So that's it for today, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate your time, and take care. Bye-bye.